Ninjas, this is Akroma,
And this is your boy GoDofWaR.
new YouTube series that we're doing together called Ninja Academy.
And in this series, we will try to help people by teaching them some good old fashioned tips and tricks.
First episode, we're going to try and cover auto battle as in-depth as possible.
Now, y'all have fun, you hear? Let's just jump right into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take this team into Kakashi Clone and see how they perform. Alrighty. Start the battle. Let's turn our automatic on because this is what this video is all about. Alright, we got our B going to Sage Naruto to give him the double attack with his mystery. And let's see who attacks in round 2 first. Alright, we got Water Main attacking first in round 2. Now say we wanted B to go on Sailor Sakura, and say we wanted Sage Naruto to attack first. I'm fixing to show you how. Alright. So, if you have a single target mystery buff, such as Killer B or Gakido, Pain Gakido, or Kurenai, then you can use this little scenario right here to pick who they will use their mystery on. So let's just take a little gander here and say we want to have B use his mystery on Sakura. Now this will only work in round 1, guys. This will not work in round 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. Round 1 only, which is usually enough to win an automatic battle in PvP, especially in space-time and things of that nature. So round 1, keep that in mind. Now say we want to use it on Sailor Sakura. We're going to pick the person we want to use it on up first, drop them down, and then pick everyone else up. Doesn't matter what order, just pick them up and drop them all down. Now, since Sailor Sakura was the first person that we picked up and dropped back down, she will be the focus of all first round heals. Standard heals. Unless someone takes damage and loses life, then it will change to the person that has the lowest percentage life. Other than that, they will remain to get the heals, so you can actually use that to cure acupunctures and things like that, even if the shields didn't allow them to take damage. So that's one other thing. And also, say we wanted Sage Naruto to use his mystery before this Water Main back here, with them both being at 40 chakra cost. Then what we need to do is pick up Sage Naruto again and drop him down. Now let's take this for a test run. Alright, now B should use his mystery on Sakura, and Sakura should heal herself, and the Water Main should heal no, I take that back. Sakura, yep, should heal herself, and the Water Main should heal Sakura. Yep, there we go. And Sage Naruto should go first. There we go. That's how you do it, boys. That is the third rule of automatic battle right there. And that is going to be covered at the end of this video. Okay. Now, the second rule of automatic battle is the higher chakra consumption mystery will be launched before a lower. as long as there's enough chakra to use that mystery. Okay? Now that you've got that, we're going to put on Suigetsu here. Now, let's see what happens with Suigetsu. So we've done covered rule number 2 and rule number 3. But the first rule, the most important one of all, you're about to learn. Okay? Now this has nothing to do with combos. We're not learning about combos right here. We're learning about who attacks first with their mysteries. Who uses their mysteries on who. So right here, you see, Suigetsu went first. Even though he has lower chakra cost than Naruto and the water main, Suigetsu still went first. Now, you're going to say, God of War, why did Suigetsu go first when rule number 2 and 3 doesn't allow that? Well, I'm going to tell you that Suigetsu causes tag. Tag is what is known as a debuff. Any mystery that causes a debuff, such as Suigetsu, Minato, Conan, the water main, which is using the 20 chakra mystery that removes shields and buffs on enemies, and various other ninjas, all are debuff mysteries. And those will be prioritized by the game over anything else. So you want to keep that in mind when you're building teams. Now,
Alright, since God of War covered the rules of it, I'm going to show you some teams for auto, or in this case space time, that work well for basically any power. I'm using a very basic team right now. You can see the Iruka, Mei, Sailor Sakura, and my water main. You can also use this with AO instead of Iruka, obviously. I just prefer Iruka for the extra damage. I'm running the Water Shark Bomb, Flowing Whip, Water Dragon, Neurotoxin, Poison Tide with Monkey King. You can also use healing tips and healing units instead on the main. And I just prefer having that Shark Bomb because, well, it hits hard as fuck. And I'm gonna use it against Gidogs right here, using an immortal lineup with Sasuke Susanoo. Quite a big power difference between us, obviously, as you can see, but we'll get rolling. As you can see, he's running very standard immortal, and not so standard immortal lineup that you might see running around. Many immortal lineups in general in space time. Uh, very common because of how friendly auto mode is for them. Here we go. So you can see there was not a good crit for me on anyone except Tsunade, really. His Sasuke's gonna go off. It's all on Iruka, so it doesn't really matter though. As you can see, we got the full-on damage here going off again. He's gonna heal up again. It's just the way these immortal lineups work, you know, like it's all heals, 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 more heals, then maybe some more heals for fun. We'll see, this should be going on his Sonata, and that interrupts her mystery as well. At this point, I've already won. Now, if he was running with a bit higher power, it's highly possible I would lose to him because of, well, how dicky these immortal lineups are pretty much. As I'm almost 20k higher power than him, this is just what happens when you fight someone like this. I'm running this lineup because it doesn't disrupt me outside of time space. I could run something like him, but outside of time space, that might make me suffer pretty much. The next lineup I'm going to show you is the Killer Bee Ashiwan using these talents. The reason I'm using Water Style Poison Fog is because any interrupt the opponent might have is going to end up on my main um, instead of Hashirama. I, because of that, Sage Naruto is later gonna use his chakra to interrupt. As you can see here, Daredevil has an interrupt, so we'll go on him so you can see. We got some cooldown going on here. We'll use some coupons and go ahead. So you can see my B should be using his on Hashirama now, and it did not because I fucked up. Um, Either way, it's gonna go on B, so it's fine for me because B was the one being a target now. Um, he's also running similar to what I was running just before, but in a different positioning. Very common team that works well. It's a mock immortal or half immortal, if you want to call it that. As you can see, this is going to go off, and it really hurts with all the buffs. And there we go with the interrupt as well. Second attack and get it crit. And there we go. At this point I'm already on as well. Since he doesn't have any heals left and it's just May next round. And yeah, it's still just May. However, the May can't burst down alone. Also, very viable team. You can use it basically any main with the Bihashi. Really efficient if they're faster than you, so you override the barrier, and extremely powerful in auto mode uh, because of how it's positioned. As you can see, basically just eats people up. I prefer water main, like you should know by now. I really think Poison Tai is just that good. Uh, we then got some other teams we can try out that are pretty common. We got, or at least very good. Um, in auto mode, we got the Kimimaru here, and then we throw in Kabuto. You should probably have seen this in some other lineup video, I think. Something that works. I'm gonna do this now so I don't waste all my coupons before ultimate training tomorrow. Once again, super annoying team, very viable. Just heals and defense. Maybe not the most exciting fights, but work very well for space time specifically. Uh, just gonna be healing and disrupting people over and over again. Other than that, we got teams like the classic, or not maybe not so classic, but one of the more classic uh, Akatsuki lineups because they work very well in auto mode as well. Even though you don't have a barrier, the synergy with Akatsuki members is just that high that it's very hard to not use them. Or it's very useful to use them, is what I should be saying actually. Um, we also got some more teams you can try out. You got the Blitz teams that do very well in auto as well because of how they're set up. We got here Kagari at 12 is running. He's running a different one, but as you can see, this works as well. I know I saw one earlier let's see here. Here we got a blitz team, uh, and we got Crown Clown here with a blitz team as well. So they do very well in auto mode as well because of the burst from round one, obviously. Um, in the top of my space-time cluster, we got Beta running Six Tails teams. Six Tail is very powerful here. Boruto running the Sasuke Hidan team. This team is not good, believe it or not. Even if people want to say it's good, it's not. Um, it has burst, but if you don't have higher power and get the barrier, then you're gonna get fucked by other people. Either way, what Miss is running right here, that's a good team. With the Hiruzen self-bombing and the Six Tails and the Earth Main shields and the B buffs, it's a really, really efficient team. He has all respect from me from running that in space time. It's very hard for me to beat him without sacrificing something else, so I'm not. I'm basically leaving him alone at this point. He's built a very good team for space time in general. Uh, let's see here, and that's about it for now. I'm also just going to show you right here. I'm gonna leave a description to this in the link to this in the description as well. And this is my thread regarding space-time with answers for you. Um, but the initiative right here, how Arena initiative works and Matsuri initiative works different than what space-time does, and 1v1 PvP or Sage mode, etc. works. But the lineups and the secondary shop, you're also welcome to ask me any questions in this thread and I'll answer once I can if it's about space time, pretty much.
Okay, guys, what you're looking at here, 3 rules that we've come up with to dictate how auto battle works. Now, the first one is a mystery that causes a debuff will attack first. Specifically, tag has the highest priority regardless of position or chakra consumption. Now, tag isn't the only debuff, but it is the most common, so that's why we've listed that in there. Number 2, the highest chakra consuming mystery attacks first if no other mystery causes a debuff. So as long as rule number 1 isn't broken, then you can go on to rule number 2. And then rule number 3, the last place ninja will attack first. As long as rule number 1 and rule number 2 isn't broken, then it goes to rule number 3. And these are the 3 rules that you can live and breathe by when you have your automatic button turned on. So with that said, here we go. If there's any other topic you want us to cover, leave a comment down below or join the Discord. The link is also down below.
Hey, a red light doesn't only mean we're recording.
And whatever you do, don't you forget. Now y'all come back now, y'all hear?